Okay, so this is the first question on the practice quiz. It says a batter hits a baseball straight up into the air. 4 seconds later, the catcher catches the ball at the same point the batter hit it. What is the maximum height of the ball? So this is an example of a reflection problem again. So it takes the same amount of time going up as it goes down. That means it's going to do 2 seconds up and then 2 seconds down. Once it gets to the top, it's not moving at all. So it's moving upwards at its velocity. It's slowing down, it comes to its top, stops for a second, not a second, an instant, and then it starts falling back down again, speeding up. So this problem, the first half of it is the same as the second half, just in reverse. So for this, I'm just going to solve the problem of how far does something fall in 2 seconds starting from rest. At the top of it, it's at rest, and then it falls for 2 seconds, and it gets back down to the catcher. So if I figure out the distance that it fell, that'll tell me the highest point that it got up to. Because if it's going to fall for 2 seconds, then it needs to get up high enough to fall for 2 seconds. All right, so that's my problem I'm trying to solve. So I'll draw a picture first. Got a ball. It's falling. It's starting from some x initial height. It's going to end up on the ground. So x final is the ground. We'll call that 0. So x final is equal to 0. I'm looking for my initial height, so I'm looking for x initial. Our acceleration for anything falling through the air is -10. Our time is going to be falling for 2 seconds because there's 2 seconds on the way up, 2 seconds on the way down, so t equals 2. And then our initial velocity is like once it gets to the top, it's got a velocity of 0. So that's where I'm starting my problem here, is when it's got a velocity of 0 at the top and it's just falling for 2 seconds. So vi is equal to 0. So once I have those, then I'm looking for an equation that just includes things in this column. When I look here, I don't have VF anywhere, so the last 3 won't work, so I'm going to be using the first equation here. So I'll write that down. So XF is equal to XI plus VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. Then I'll plug in my numbers. So instead of XF, I'll write 0. Instead of XI, I will write XI because that's what I'm looking for. VI is 0 times T, and then 1/2 A is -10. T squared would be 2 squared. All right, so after this, I'm just going to simplify what I can. So 0 times T is just 0. -1/2 times -10 is going to give me -5. 2 squared is 4, so I'll just rewrite this again. So 0 is equal to XI plus -5 times 4, because 2 squared gets me 4. Then I can just simplify again, so XI minus 20, so -5 times 4 is the same as -20. XI plus -20 is the same as XI minus 20. So that's my simplified form here. Then I'm trying to get XI by itself, so I'll add 20 to both sides. I get 20 is equal to XI. Then I need to put my units there, so 20 meters is equal to XI. And that's my final answer. So that's how far something would need to fall if it's going to only fall for 2 seconds. So that means the batter hit it up 20 meters in the air, and then it fell for 2 seconds and got back down to the ground. So it went up 2 seconds in 20 meters, and then it came down for 2 seconds and went 20 meters.